back to Stick 'em Up. I'm Mustafa Daka. That's Mike. And I've been saying your name, I guess. Like, what's with that? You're saying Felumlee?
That's how you say it, Felumlee. Yeah.
Felumlee. Okay. So
how did you say it?
Felumlee?
Oh, yeah.
People do that all the time.
I'll accept that. It's totally acceptable.
Yeah, the one like when people call me Mufasa.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, whatever. And we're here again with Aaron Krause. Krause? How do you say your name?
Krause?
How's it, Krause?
Krause.
Yeah, Krause.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
I'll take Krause though, or Crayons.
That's an okay name. It's an okay name. All right, so now we're going to actually discuss tuning a snare drum, and Aaron's going to walk us through it. He knows his shit when it comes to tuning snare drums. So take it away.
Yeah, a little bit. So we are putting on, it's a Remo coated Emperor X that has a dot underneath the batter there, so it gives it a little bit more strength and resilience.
Yeah, just like the power dot, but it's just on the bottom of a coated head.
Yep. So now what I like to do, so we have it all finger tight. I like to put it on the ground, and we're going to put it right over here.
Okay.
And so what I do is I'll put my body weight into it and just kind of go around the head. It helps it seat on that bearing edge.
You know, if you break it, you buy it.
I'll take the chance.
All right, cool.
And that drum it's vintage now, so it's
Is
like,
it?
it's worth way more than what it really was
Yeah.
originally.
Yeah.
Like, how does it have to be
appreciates.
How old does it have to be vintage? Like 25 is vintage,
25,
right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's
like a car. It's
vintage drum.
Yeah. I'm driving around in my old vintage Nissan.
Yeah, so every time you push down on that, you can feel the lugs really loosening up. And I'll just go around and just kind of put them back to where they are kind of finger tight.
Man, my knee would go right through that sucker. I wouldn't even try. And it would be like not even while I was trying to do it. It would be like on accident where I tripped over myself trying to do it. Bam. You ever blown out the bottom of your snare head playing the top?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, that happened to me 2 shows in a row.
Yeah.
Right underneath the hit, too.
It
It's
happened to me
right
2 shows in a row too.
Really?
Yes. And then I finally just took the I took the snares off, and there was like a sharp piece on my snares.
Oh, so that's what was doing it?
Yeah, poking a hole through it.
Ah.
All right, so it's kind of stabilizing here. So after you do that a few times, then I will start the tightening and tuning. So this is 10 lugs. So what I do is I'll start on one, go directly across, and then come over to the second one from the first lug that I started, and I go around just like that.
Oh, yeah. Like a pentagram, man.
Exactly.
Ah, hail Satan. Satan rocks on the drums, man.
Yeah, you can hear the glue crackling away.
Yeah, happens every time.
The Aquarian heads are already seated. What about the Evans? Do you have to seat those like Remos? I can't remember.
I think in general, any kind of drum head, takes a while to seat.
So is it just the Aquarian company that like kind of like, you know, like they brag about, or that sounds, they say that they're already seated, like there's no separation of glue. Like I know that.
Yeah,
like,
I think their process with the way that it locks in place, like the ring on the head, is a little bit different, so it doesn't do that cracking noise.
Okay.
But yeah, any drum head, it's got to stretch out and make contact on that head.
Okay, so they just don't do the cracking, but it still has to see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's.
I knew that. I was just asking for you guys. I knew that. That's pretty close right off the bat.
Depending on how, personally, I would like this tuned up higher. I know yours are generally tuned a little bit lower.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's hear how you would. Yes. This was your snare. Let's hear how you would have it.
All right, so I'm gonna go higher.
Again.
Yeah, where he was at is about where I play him, but most people most people that come in and play here in the rock room tune their snares considerably higher than I do mine.
You like that fat AC/DC snare, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I find like for recording, if you're going in the studio, even for guys like Aaron that like it tuned up higher, I would say if you're going in the studio with your band, like, and you like your snare tuned high, like,
Oh, I go lower.
give it a shot tuning it
Yeah,
low.
I do that. For recording, every time I go a little bit lower.
Yeah, low does sound awesome
It's like
when
this
you're
is
recording.
fatter to,
Yeah.
to record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you need it a little cranked up, like,
Yeah.
to hear it when you're playing live, especially when you're playing punk rock, the double time, and when you're playing basements. And kudos to you, bonus points for the drummers that are doing basement shows in punk bands. You really have to hear it,
Yeah.
so you crank it the hell up.
Yeah, I'll tune mine higher for live too. Like,
Yeah.
because especially, and if you're wearing earplugs,
Yeah.
which like kills off the high frequencies, you're wearing earplugs, like, you kind of need it higher. It's
Yeah.
louder, higher too.
Yeah, right in that region.
That's a little low.
That one is.
That's. And so generally, I try to go up. You know, kind of like guitar players know. When you tune a guitar, you wanna go up to the note.
That one's low.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be like dead ass on the exact same note.
Yeah. Well, look at that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's see what
He's
that
like,
sounds
did a
like.
couple of
Just,
tweakings, went all the way around that bitch.
Not bad.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So personally, I'd be happy with that.
And what do you like to do on the bottom head?
Bottom head, usually I go tighter. So, which is really useful if you want to get your top head really low. The tighter you go on the bottom, it like really controls that. So you can get that thing sounded freaking fat.
You ever? That's what I like too. I like to crank up the bottom.
Yeah.
But you ever had a snare head hazy on there so long
Yeah.
that you notice that the hoop is now lower than the edge? You
Yep.
take it off and there's like all this extra room. Like,
Yeah.
how did this not rip?
Right.
How did this not explode?
Yeah.
It's just because he gradually did it over a long period of time. But
Yep.
yeah, you don't want to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah,
Don't do what I
totally.
did.
So yeah, generally I would go a little bit higher than that.
Yeah,
But,
I would go
but-
ahead and crank it up because I do like this drum hasn't been tuned in quite some time. So
That's an old drum.
I agree that I don't even really check the notes on my lugs on the bottom head. I just like crank them all super tight.
What is that? 20 strand?
I have no idea what that is. it's
You ever
it's
use
like
one
the
of those 40
cheapest one
ones?
you can buy.
You ever use like a 40 strand?
I've not.
Oh man, I used to have one of those.
I think I have one of those on mine.
Yeah,
Sounds awesome.
You like them better, a little bit more responsive?
I don't know about more responsive.
Why do you like it?
I like it because it has that thicker sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I'd say
the
the
ghost
smaller
ones,
ones
though.
are probably more responsive because there's less moving around.
Yeah.
But the real fat ones, yeah, they sound awesome.
Do you call them the snares or the springs?
Snares.
Snares.
Snare
Me too.
wires.
Okay,
Yeah.
me too. I've heard people call them springs.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they were talking about at first. Like, what
Well,
does that
people
mean?
always call tension rod screws.
Let's hear
Yeah.
that sounds now.
All right, so
pretty
that
good.
sounds great, but you might want to moon gel just because it's a little too alive.
Yeah.
It sounds good. It's
Yeah.
like perfectly tuned
Yep.
to to me. But yeah, it is. It's a brand new head. You just tighten it up, brought it a little to life. Yeah, that's where you might want that. And then we will also be explaining just like cheap methods you could use to like dampen your snare drums and your toms or whatever. But yeah, that sounds amazing to me.
Yeah, I think it sounds awesome.
Sounds great. Thanks for the lesson.
Yeah, thanks.
Anytime.